Hello everyone, my name is Gail Alvares and I'm a researcher at Clinic Kids, and today we're going to be talking about barriers to healthcare. So we know that autistic adults have higher and more complex healthcare needs, and this is influenced by higher rates of co-occurring mental and physical conditions experienced by autistic people. However, despite the right to healthcare being a universal right, it's known that autistic people experience difficulties accessing healthcare and result in a range of unmet health needs. Now, the aim of the study we're talking about today was to explore the perceived barriers to accessing healthcare in Australian autistic adults, using a large longitudinal study called the Australian Longitudinal Study of Autism in Adulthood. Now, the research looked at data from a subset of this cohort, so looking at 260 autistic and 70 non-autistic individuals who are aged over 25. These participants completed a range of different questionnaires, and one of them being the Barriers to Healthcare checklist, which assesses perceived barriers to healthcare like fear and anxiety about going to the doctor and challenges communicating with doctors. What the researchers found was that, on average, autistic adults experience much more barriers to healthcare than non-autistic adults. And a number of factors were related to this, such as increased gender diversity, feeling more anxious, experiencing greater disability, and feeling less satisfied with social supports. And now what this research has confirmed is that Australian autistic adults continue to experience and perceive barriers to accessing and receiving adequate healthcare. And understanding how these barriers are experienced provides actually an opportunity to develop tailored approaches to mitigate these barriers. Now, in parallel to this important research, the Australian government is now developing a national roadmap to improve the health and mental health of autistic people, to address these sort of health inequities that have been reported over time by autistic people. And this roadmap is currently being developed associated with the National Autism Strategy, and we expect that we should have more information about this available later in 2024, and we'll keep you informed about this once it's available.